Today's adventure on Misbehavin' is how to winterize the beehives. In the fall, in preparation for winter, we fed 2-to-1 sugar syrup so they could start packing in the honey. Ideally, you'd like about 60 pounds of honey for them to feed off of over the winter. We've also controlled the varroa mites, and we've used the oxalic acid vapor treatments, which has reduced the mite count, which will also help going into winter. So now we are going to ventilate the hive by installing a rim on the top with an upper entrance. We are going to install a mouse guard. We already have an entrance reducer on it. We are going to feed them sugar and pollen mixture so they can eat off of a fondant. We are going to slope the hive to get rid of any water that may build up. And if you're in colder regions, which we don't get very cold, we have mild winters, you would need to wrap the hive.
All right, so let's jack my hive. What we're going to be doing here is taking out this 1x2, putting in the 2x4 to get a little bit more height. So as the bee cluster is creating heat and it's rising and hitting the cold air on the outside and forming condensation, any water that may build up, we're giving it a better chance to roll forward. Alright, so that's going to give it a much greater slope to help the water roll forward. On to the next step. Okay, so let's mix up some winter feed for the bees. It takes a 4-pound bag of sugar. And then we are going to take a 1/2 cup of Bee Pro powdered protein pollen. That way the bees will have a little bit of pollen with their sugar to give them protein that they're going to need over the winter. Just mix it up real good, break up the big clumps of sugar, and this will supplement them with some additional protein that they're not getting over the winter as they take the sugar and pack it into the comb. Alright, so let's get into this one as fast as we can because the rain is starting to come. So we got our top entrance for them to go out in the winter. If the bottom one gets blocked, they still have a way to get out. Cleansing flights. And we'll pop this on here. We got a couple holes in it right now. Give them a couple places to start. And we will take our sugar pollen mixture. Put it in there. Right over the newspaper.
Will help them start breaking apart the newspaper from underneath better so they can start taking it out of the hive and accessing the sugar on top.
Spread that around a little bit. Then we will put on our moisture board.
Moisture board is to help absorb some of the condensation as it occurs at the top of the hive.
And we will eliminate the inner cover because it's not needed. You can put it on there if you want it, but it's not gonna, if you put it on there, you'd want to put it under the moisture board and the moisture board on top, but the moisture board will not be as effective if you put the inner cover back on. Then we want to make sure this is all the way to the front. And everything's lined up. And then they have an entrance at the top and an entrance at the bottom now. So now we're going to install the mouse guard because even though that hole's kind of small, mice can chew their way in over time. So we're going to push this up against there. Screw it in. And that's covered.
There you have it, a quick checklist on how to winterize your beehive. See ya, y'all.